Good morning, Margie.
Hi, Lynn.
Margie's just been on a trip to Sri Lanka with Lynn Teller's Adventure Travel. And Margie, how did you enjoy your trip?
Oh, it was just fantastic. I'd wanted to come to Sri Lanka for quite some time, but it just seemed too busy and complex to organise it for myself. So I was just delighted to find Lynn was going, and she was going to all the places I wanted to go to, and one or two others that I wouldn't necessarily have gone to, but I so much enjoyed when I got there. It was really good to travel with someone who's very experienced at travelling in Asia, even though this was Lynn's first time in Sri Lanka. And she's really good company and really easygoing, and we had a lot of fun.
Thanks, Margie.
We went to some great places. The tour was really well balanced and varied. Seeing some of the really important cultural sites and religious sites in Sri Lanka was wonderful. Anuradhapura, one of the ancient capitals and a really significant Buddhist site, was just magnificent. We bicycled around that one afternoon for about 4 hours on a clunky old bike, and we saw 11 of the sites at that really sprawling place, including a very important place sacred to Buddhists, which is a really old bow tree. It's been documented as having been in this place for more than 2,000 years, and it was brought by a princess from India, taken from a cutting of the tree under which the Buddha was said to have found enlightenment. We also went to some amazing archaeological sites. Absolutely the standout was climbing Lion Rock at Sigiriya. It's 2,200 steps, more or less up a vertical column. We left really early in the morning before it got too hot. We were climbing by 7 when the gates opened, and it's the site of a former palace. And even though I'm not super fit, it was worth every step going up to get to the top and see this breathtaking panoramic view from the ruins of this palace. And
So, Margie, you feel that that would be the highlight of your tour?
well, I think that was the highlight in terms of the built environment, but then there was all the nature. We were so lucky. We went to a wildlife park hoping to see elephants, but the elephants were elusive. We saw lots of other wildlife from an open-top Jeep, but the driver of the Jeep could sense we were disappointed, and at the end of the time in the park, he drove like a bat out of hell along roads to try and find some more elephants. And sure enough, he took us to a road with a national park alongside it, and he found a herd of about 30 elephants, including baby elephants, just grazing as dusk fell on the side of the road. It was a 3-day weekend, the full moon public holiday, and so there was a little group of vehicles stopped, and of course with the group stopped, more people stopped. So where there were buses, there were motorbikes, there were tuk-tuks, there were jeeps, there were tourist vans, and these elephants just munched away on the green grass, looking completely relaxed. That was magical.
And what about your experience on Pigeon Island?
Oh, Pigeon Island, yes, that was pretty amazing too. I've never snorkeled before. Pigeon Island is a bird sanctuary off Nilla Valley, and it's surrounded by a coral reef. And Lynn's a very experienced swimmer, aquarobics instructor, and she encouraged me to snorkel and kept an eye on me till I was proficient. And then I spent, 2.5 hours or something with my head underwater, just entranced by the fish and the coral, and it was just lovely, and it wasn't crowded, and you just saw countless fish of extraordinary colour, and the corals were lovely too. And then yesterday we went to a turtle hatchery, which was really moving. That was here at Belahiloya. No, not Belahiloya, what am I saying? That was here at Bentota. We were on our way to Gaul, and we stopped at a turtle hatchery run by the most lovely man, and he'd lost all his family in the tsunami. His father had established the and his father died of natural causes, and then his sister took it over and was killed in the tsunami. but he's rebuilt it, and he's a real conservationist. So he pays locals to bring turtle eggs to him, and he hatches them, and we were able to handle day-old turtles, and then when they're 3 days old he'll release them back into the water, into the ocean, and he releases 10,000 turtles a year. It was just lovely. And like all Sri Lankans, they're the most beautiful people. They're so friendly and warm and lovely. It's a 70% Buddhist country, so they have that beautiful Buddhist temperament. It's religiously very tolerant, so there are also Hindus and some Muslims and Christians, but everyone's very tolerant. But you definitely feel that the dominant Buddhist characteristic of Sri Lanka makes it a lovely place for travellers.
And did you feel safe while you were here?
Absolutely. And I struggled with the money, and whenever I gave too much money, people would say, "No, no, madam," and laugh and hand it back. So there's no sense of, as you can sometimes feel in some Asian and other destinations, not just Asian, that people are out to sort of rip off tourists if they have a chance. It's very safe. The traffic in some of the cities is hectic. Kandy was a nightmare, but again, you quickly learn how, when you're walking, how to negotiate that. And we had a wonderful guide. My only surprise is that there are so few Australians here. Sri Lanka is obviously loved by Europeans. There were so many Germans, so many French, Dutch. Last night we met some Czech people who were just going back, beginning to see Chinese and Japanese, but we've only encountered a few other Australian travellers, so Australia really needs to wake up to Sri Lanka. It's only about 12 hours flying time. It's a cheap country, the food is beautiful.
And how did you find the accommodation? Was it varied and
Yes,
interesting?
we had, that was what was good about the whole program. It was very varied. Some places we only stayed one night, some places we stayed two. Trincomalee we stayed 3. The hotels are pretty good, and you know, some of them are obviously in a third world country, but clean, everything working, hot water. We've also stayed in some luxurious places. In our last 2 nights of the tour, we've been at this lovely Club Bentoda, which is really quite luxurious. We feel very spoiled.
I might just show them just what this is like here now, how amazing it is. It's just a fantastic resort. It's set on an island with the ocean on one side and the lagoon here on the other. You can do all the water sports that you care to take. The accommodation is fantastic, the food is great. It's just a lovely way to finish off this 15-day journey to Sri Lanka. So thank you, Margie, for your comments on the trip. They're very much valued by myself, and I hope that you will return to Sri Lanka and join Lynn Taylor's Adventure Travel on another trip in the future.
Thank you, Lynn. It's been absolutely wonderful. Highly recommended.
Thank you.